Blog Talk Radio.
Please take all the necessary precautions to protect your constitution while listening to this broadcast. 3, 2, 1. Coming to you live via the internet. It's time for Rage Against the Regime. Let's get ready to rumble! Finally, a show for patriots, defending the Constitution and uncovering the truth at every turn, bringing you exclusive interviews and covering the topics the mainstream media doesn't dare to touch. Call in and join the discussion at 929-477-3565. That's 929-477-3565. And now, here are your hosts, Bobby Who's the Man and Becky Williams. Rage Against the Regime.
I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man.
Yes, it is that time again. Rage Against the Regime Radio is taking over your airwaves. Welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Regime podcast. And I am one of your hosts, Bobby Who's the Man. Back behind me was Stone Sour. I don't remember the name of the song, but it was Stone Sour. And my trusty sidekick, as always, the one, the only. I don't know what her name's going to be today, but we're just going to call her Becky. Becky Williams, hello!
Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. You know, I just sat there, I was listening to the music, and I'm hard of hearing, and all I heard was like a little drum here and there, and I go, yeah, I'm jamming out to this. Yep, loud and clear. I gotta fix that song. I must have the level on it like super, super low. Today is one of my favorite shows that we do, and that is Open Mic Rage Radio. Some of you people might hear a little bit of noise in the background with me. It'll only be for probably about another, I don't know, not even 10 minutes. Probably about another a little bit over 5 minutes here, because I'm just finishing up with work pretty soon. What was I going to say? Today is Rage Against the Open Mic Rage Radio, not Rage Against the anything. It's Open Mic Rage Radio. I have plenty of stuff that I would like to rage about, but before we start raging and stuff, we're going to be mentioning this to you probably every 30 minutes or so, if we can remember it. Tomorrow night is a very, very special night for us. Tomorrow night we're going to be doing a show, and we're going to try to help raise some funds and, you know, try to back one of our brothers up. Casey Massey, who was at Camp Lone Star, he is fighting a legal battle right now that himself and his family is not prepared for, because the legal department and the legal system of the United States government has Patriot Massey down right now, down and out. He cannot pretty much leave his house. He can't work. It really has him and his family in a bind. They're having problems paying their bills and everything else. And what I would like to do is Becky and I sat and talked about it. And, we went back and forth, and we know that there's a lot of people out there with a lot of issues, okay? And we're not trying to neglect anybody else. This one is very, very near and dear to our hearts and important to us, just for the simple fact that Casey was down on the border. He was down there protecting you, me, and everybody else here in the United States. Standing down on the border in Camp Lone Star and, standing on the Texas border right when it was hot and heavy, when, the reports were coming out all over the place that we have an open door and an open border and allowing, all these invaders, like Becky would say, to come into our country, not just Mexicans, but, all walks of life, trying to come in through that border down there. And Becky and I had Casey on the phone last night trying to set everything up. And he was telling us about, how many people that they had brought in and stopped and everything else. And, I don't know what the Border Patrol would have done without Casey and all the other people that were down there at Camp Lone Star. I mean, there was quite a few of them. They were doing a damn good job, and I'm not going to name names, okay? That's not my job to do because I wasn't there, and I couldn't tell you all the details, and I'm sure Casey would be more than happy to talk about it tomorrow night to a certain extent, whatever he can talk about. But, be careful, people, okay? All of you patriots and 3%ers and oath keepers and so on and so forth, you all pay very close attention and watch who you have in your groups and on your Facebook pages and everything else, because it's always somebody that you think is there to help you and think that's a brother and, he's another patriot, he's another guy that's part of my, we're not going to say militia because, Casey was not in the militia. Okay, he considers himself a militia member, but not a member of a group. Okay, so I'm not telling you anything any different than he'll tell you. But somebody got a little bug up their ass and started spreading some bad information, and before you know it, they came down there, they raided Camp Lone Star, and, the person that they brought in was Casey. So Casey's fighting the fight right now. We don't like it. We think that it's wrong. Casey was doing a job to help us out, help out the American people, and people, all across our country, not just people that are in Texas, because we all know that they don't just stay in Texas. They move around from there. And, we want to help the brother out. So tomorrow night what we're going to do is we're going to do a show. We're going to have Casey on the show with us the whole time. We're going to talk about everything, so on and so forth, and bring up everything, but we're going to ask for you to make donations, okay? If it's $1, $2, $5, whatever you can donate. Now, what I'm going to do, Becky and I, and Rage Against the Regime as a whole is going to do, is we have some items. They're brand new items, never been worn, never been used. I have some United States hockey jerseys from the past Olympics that just went by. I have white ones with red and blue, and then I have blue ones with red and white. And what we're going to do is we're going to put those items up, and we're going to let people bid on them, and we're going to sell them to the highest bidder and everything, and all the money is going to go into Casey's accounts. And that's going to be Casey's money to help pay for his legal fees and everything else. So we would like to ask every one of you, please come, please listen, please participate, and be part of this and help the man that has been helping us for a long time, standing down on our border, protecting our country, and doing, he wasn't getting paid for that. Okay? He didn't make a dime one off of it. As a matter of fact, he lost a lot of money on that situation. So I would like all of you to please donate your time. Donate, if you can, a few dollars here and there, and please make a difference and help, him be able to pay for his legal fees, among other things. I mean, he's got house bills. He's got, other stuff going on. His wife, I'm sure she's got stuff that, she needs for the house and food and stuff like that. And please step up. And I'm not going to say do your part. Okay, because nobody has to do anything, okay? Nobody's forced to do anything, but we're going to ask you to please give back and just give a little bit of something to Casey.
Yeah, we need to help our brothers and sisters out there who have fallen victim to the Nazi, communist / Islamic ass kissers that go by the guises of being government, these alphabet agencies that have targeted the truth tellers and the defenders of this great nation and its people and its original constitution and their state constitutions have been targeted, and they are ruining their lives, folks. Listen, we can't forget those patriots. They can't fall by the wayside. We have to continue to forge forward, and we have to support in any manner that we possibly can. And to see my brother, Casey Massey, and my sister, Christy, be pushed into a position where they have to put their house up for sale because he can't leave to go work to make a living because he's been targeted, and they check your credit and your criminal background for employment, is just unconscionable. I mean, I can't imagine being in the situation that they're in and feeling abandoned by the very people that they defended. Whether it was on purpose or whether it was out of fear, I do not know, and it doesn't make any difference. We're not going to judge or point fingers. But what we are going to do is we're going to call you now, especially those couch sitters, those keyboard warriors, that for whatever reason you can't get out and be physically active, as our brother Casey Massey did for 4 months, sacrificing his time and his family and his freedom by defending and protecting those borders. We're going to ask you guys to step up now and do something a little bit more than what you're doing. And like we said, $5 or $10, forego your hamburger or your soda or whatever you can if you have that in your budget and you're spending that already. Let's give it to the Masseys and keep them from becoming homeless because that is, in fact, what we're looking at. They're being forced by a rogue government, an illegal corporation, and its goons through the court system and the alphabet agencies into a position of complete helplessness, and we can't let that happen. We have to stand up and show this government we're going to support them. Listen, I don't know, Bobby, if you understand this, but just to retain the attorney for his defense was $35,000. Now, you folks out there struggling yourselves in making ends meet, can you imagine being put in that compromised position and having to find a means to secure a defender that is not appointed by the already corrupt court to assure his freedom? You're looking at a man that doesn't have the 10 years that they want to throw him into the penitentiary for defending the border. Now, understand that we have more brothers and sisters out there that need help. We certainly, I did everything I could, brother, for Mr. Hildinger when he was incarcerated and got cock-blocked, if you will, at every angle by a certain select few of people who I feel had a lot to do with the Kessler and infiltration. Chief Kessler was an admitted government agent, and some of the folks that I feel were involved in Cherry Hill were also working with him, and they would block us at every turn when we tried to help them. We're not in that situation right now with Casey, so we can rise up, we can help him, and please, you folks participate. And Bobby, I'm going to go to the couple of our other brothers and sisters in some of these major movements that have some financial backing behind them. And I'm going to ask them to donate, folks like Bill Bohart and Roxy, who run White History Month and Take America Back. They have goods and items that they market on a regular basis. I'm going to ask those folks to step up, and even some of our preparedness pages that have goods and services that they already market. I'm going to ask them to make this a huge event and to add to that bidding pile of goods and products that we're going to put up for auction. What do you think, brother?
I think every little bit helps, and I think that would be one hell of an idea. And if we could do that, that would be great. You know, I mean, I shouldn't. You know, I'm not really going to say much more than that, because I'll tell you this much: the way that I look at it, you know, as I said, every little bit helps. But you know, just I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, you know, and when somebody's down and out like this, you know, and they're in a bad situation, and you know, Casey's not going to sit here and tell you any lies. He turned his life around. You know, he had issues when he was younger, just like all of us, and he's a good dude, you know, and he would do anything he could for any one of you, okay? I mean, he already proved it. He's out there, you know, trying to protect our country. So, you know, I mean, he ain't doing that just for himself. He's doing that for all of us. So I think that would be an awesome idea. But there's also some breaking news that I would like to make. I didn't talk about it originally, but I'm in communication right now with Dave Hodges. And Dave Hodges and I have went back and forth today, and Dave Hodges, I believe, is joining us tomorrow night. Now, the way that I'm understanding it, the email that I got sent to me says, call me tomorrow night. Now, I mean, the way that I'm looking at it, you know, from what he's telling me, he's saying, call me tomorrow night. You know, we talked about the show, so on and so forth. And with him saying, call me tomorrow night, that sounds to me like he's ready to, you know, come on and talk for a few minutes and join the show with us. So I believe tomorrow night that we're going to be being joined by Dave Hodges. So that would be great.
Wow.
Though we want Dave on for longer, a lot longer than, you know, 15, 30 minutes, whatever he's going to do tomorrow. But, you know, we would like to have him on way longer.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, brother. I hope that he has some time set aside tomorrow that he can give to us. I'd like to hear some of the information that Mr. Hodges puts out is vital to the Patriot movement. And I'd really like to hear what he has to say on a couple of different issues. I wanted to. We've got Terry Fletcher on the line, brother. He's one of our regulars. Terry, how are you doing today, brother? Terry Fletcher? Check. Terry, can you hear me? Hello?
I would say that's negative.
He's going good. Yeah. There's a bunch of things that we need to talk about today, and one in particular, well, actually, there's two things I really want to cover right up front. One is, you know, yesterday I received, you were talking about you don't know who is among us, and, you know, you think they're your buddies and your patriots. I want to go ahead and ask people to start going through and filtering some of your people. I received a message yesterday in Facebook under Becky Williams in my private messages from an individual by the name of Mike Toller, T-O-L-L-E-R. pardon me, I'm not friends with Mike, and he sent me a message in cap letters that said, expect us. Because I'm in Facebook jail for talking about midlines on the Internet, I could not respond to Mike Toller's message, so I sent a friend request because the only way I can communicate is through Messenger and only if we're friends. And he came back with, are you kidding me? You sent me a friend's request. Even I can't help you now. Well, first of all, Mr. Toller, and if, in fact, you are who we think you are, I didn't ask you for your help, so kiss my ass and fuck off. Pardon my language, Bobby. I've been told that this guy is a government informant. I want the government to know I'm not afraid of you, and you will not silence me. I will tell the truth. I'm well within my rights to do so. And this is my disclaimer. I'm not doing anything to break the law. I speak nothing but the truth. The things that I've spoken on Islam are now being spoken out loud, up front and personal by folks like Alan West, Judge Janine, General Boykin. They're all saying the same things that I've said about Islam for the last 18 months and very vocally for the last year. They're also making the same statements that I made on the issue of the wide open border, the Spanish / South American / global invasion, pardon me, that has come across that border. We are already at war. It's been spoken. So anything that I say is pretty much what other folks are saying. And I'm tired of the government targeting me personally, so I wanted to get that out of the way. Please check your friends list. Find out who you're involved with. Find out who their mutual friends are. Give them an alert whenever you have question of someone's character. We don't know who these folks are. They're little cowardly bastards sitting behind a keyboard, and they get paid to do this all day long, target patriot groups to discredit individuals and to attack individuals. Now, for Mr. Toller, I want to say expect us, expect what you did when you show up. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not afraid, and I'm not going to be shaken by things like that. I get death threats constantly, vulgar comments. If you don't like what I deliver, either online or on the radio, then I'm probably not your cup of tea, and you need to get on down the road. But you're not going to silence me. And with that said, Bobby, I'm sorry for that one word, the other not, but that one, the F word. But I'm not going to be bullied.
That's why we're R-rated.
Yeah, brother, I'm not going to be bullied by some spineless little coward, treasonous piece of shit man who is going to send me threatening messages in Facebook or any other, whether it's on my phone or otherwise. I'm not the person.
You're supposed to run away scared. What are you talking about?
Well, they picked the wrong person. You know, female, male, wouldn't matter what I was. I'm female, obviously, and they know that. I'm not going to run away like a scared little girl. You picked the wrong bitch. You know, I wear lipstick and mascara, and I look damn good in a pair of pumps and a skirt. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to run off like some crying little weenie of a woman. It's not going to happen.
Just so you all know, I don't have any proof of anything that you just said. So.
Yeah, no, right. I am who I am, and I feel God put me in the position that He put me in to be vocal. I have the ability to reach. And I see people from the most devout Christians to the most redneck. You know, I have the ability to reach a lot of people, and they can relate to what I say. For the Christians out there, they have nothing but love and forgiveness for me. And for those who can't, you need to check yourself on thou shalt not judge, and ye who is without sin cast the first stone. Otherwise, I don't have any problems with anybody like that. But I will tell you this. We are facing a great danger here in America and across the globe. Islam is a false religion. It is not a religion at all. It is a political and a militant ideology. It has one agenda, and that agenda is to kill, steal, and destroy. And if you read the Bible, that's very clear. God said Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy, and they are nothing more than a satanic entity that for centuries has imposed barbaric and horrific injustice against humanity. All of mankind, even their own, they'll kill their own. They have no loyalty or compassion even for their own. So with that in mind, imagine this. If they will rape, kill, and behead their own family members, their own children, don't think that they have compassion for you and that they won't do those same things to you. I mean, people, we need to really wake up and understand that we're in trouble here, and we need to start fighting fire with fire. And I mean, we need to use every tool that we have as a nation to remove Islam from our soil. You cannot coexist in a republic or a democratic environment with an extreme, radical, barbaric, satanic opposition. You can't do it. You can't coexist with them. So with that said, I want to cover something that's going on here in Garland. We have a convention that is being hosted by Sound Vision. These guys that are hosting this and speaking at this event are known terrorists. It is Islam. They are targeting our youth and fighting Islamophobia, is what they want to call it. We are conducting a rally to counter this, and I expect, I'm not even going to ask, I'm going to tell you I expect, and you're going to say, well, who the hell are you to expect? Well, I'm an American citizen. I'm a Texan. I'm a human being, and I expect my brothers and sisters that are in this immediate area especially to rise up and set aside time on the 17th. Try to be there around 3 o'clock. It's posted all over the web. Be there at 3 o'clock to rally against this demonic convention that they're holding right here in Garland, Texas, January 17th. And, pardon me, it is an open carry. From what I understand, don't quote me, I need you to check into that with the organizers. It is an open carry.
It is open carry.
All right. And don't be afraid to exercise your right to open carry. And I'm not saying go in guns a-blazing. Please don't do that. Don't. But let them know they need to understand that you will stand up for your rights, you will stand up against opposition, and you are prepared to defend yourself and your country if need be. And that's kind of the statement Open Carry makes. I'm ready and prepared, and will exercise my right to defend my family, my goods, my property, and the lives of others. And that's kind of what the Open Carry group stands for, is their right to carry and bear arms. Now, with that said, and we have several groups that are gathering and participating in this, and I believe Open Carry is one of them. Overpass of America is one of them. Texas Freedom, I think, is involved. Some of their members are involved. Don't quote me on that. I don't know that Texas Freedom is backing this. I just know that some of the members are going and helping to organize this event. It's very important that we don't let what has happened in Dearborn, Michigan, and in Chicago. In fact, Bobby, these guys are from Chicago. This cockroach imam that is coming to speak, I believe is in your backyard, brother. I believe he speaks at that mosque behind your house.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to find out the information of what place he speaks at.
Yeah, I'll send some text to you and some information on him. I don't have it pulled up right now. But we really need to address this. We don't need to allow them to do this. Now, we asked, why is this being held in Garland? And I saw some information posted today by Connie, Faulkner, I believe, that stated exactly why. One of the largest Islamic schools is actually in Garland, Texas, grade pre-K to 12. And to cover a little bit about what's going on with these charter schools across the country, there's an Islamic pig, and I'd have to look it up, but you guys can do enough research just based on what I'm going to tell you. He is a billionaire, and across this nation, he is opening up charter schools. And they're all run as a nonprofit organization, but this ass is making billions, literally billions on opening these Islamic charter schools up all across this country. Now, he doesn't just have his hand in the Islamic charter schools. He is opening up charter schools that are not telling you they're Islamic, and they will only hire Islamic personnel to teach your children. So you folks who have the sense of security that you're taking your kids out of the school system, you're not homeschooling them, but you're putting them in a charter school, and you're paying through the nose to put these kids in these schools, you better check out A, who owns it, B, who's teaching in it, and C, what the hell are they teaching your kids? You know, it used to be that a charter school was a viable alternative to a public school because you had a little more control on picking and choosing what your children were learning and by whom they were being taught. So with that said, as Islam is taking over our universities, they are now taking over not just the public school system and using our own laws against us to do so and to put their curriculum in it. Then we have the issue now of charter schools. So please be careful where you're putting your children. And for you folks out there that think your kids are secure in a Catholic school, you better check yourself and check your Pope. I just saw a video where they were paying homage in a song in the Vatican that paid homage to Lucifer, and it named him as Lucifer as God. And he wants to bring all religions together and create this Chrislam that we're seeing that is biblical. We're oppose that. Be careful what your children are doing and who you're following in your religious beliefs. Just check yourself and check your leaders. Now, with that said, Bobby, there's one more issue and that has really got me bent because I'm in Texas. We have a mayor in Houston, and she's a real piece of work. You know, she's the one who attacked the preachers recently, and we all sent her Bibles. We just inundated her mail with Bibles. She's at it again. She tried to subpoena 5 pastors, their sermons. You can't do that. I mean, if you could do that, you need to subpoena the imams because they teach hatred and death to the infidel and, recruit terrorists from inside the mosque all across this country, and that's been proven. We've had hidden video in there from people who have infiltrated it in order to expose them. But anyway, that's why we all sent her Bibles. And now she's at it again. She's actually saying she sent the subpoenas to the pastors for their sermons. And she's getting upset over the controversial transgender right ordinance there, which is to declassify restrooms, public restrooms, as male or female. She wants everybody to go into the same bathrooms. Now, I don't have a problem with homosexuality or transgender or any of that, but what I do have a problem with is this. I don't want my 16-year-old granddaughter in the bathroom, 35-year-old man. I don't want my 8-year-old grandson in the bathroom with some 40-year-old woman. I don't know these people. And we know what goes on, and we know that would just open the door of hell for the pedophiles, make it easy access. And I'm not good with that. I'm really not good with that. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. You know, most pedophiles are straight men and they target children. I'm not saying that little boys going into straight, bathrooms with straight men or gay men or otherwise is any more or any less dangerous. I'm just simply saying we got to put a stop to her madness. Now, this same mayor is trying her level best to deny these pastors the right to a jury trial. She wants them tried and convicted without jury. She wants a special master to review the evidence. What the hell is that? So, folks, for the people in Texas, I did a little bit of homework myself about how we might be able to remove this piece of shit from office. And I need you to check your city ordinance. If you're in the Houston area, I need you to check your city ordinances and your statutes, and I need you to do your homework, and I need you folks to get this woman removed. But there is a particular protocol to get that done. So please get on the internet, find out how you remove your mayor. You need to appeal to your governor, Governor Abbott. We know he's as thick as thieves with the likes of the trash, like the government we have in place in San Antonio, most likely with this pig up in Houston. But, until the people push back, it takes a popular vote in order to redress. So I need someone in the Houston area to get busy with organizing that as rapidly as you can and get this insane bitch out of Houston, Texas. Start cleaning it up, folks. You are under fire by a power-hungry, insane, incapable person you call mayor. Okay, Bobby, I'm going to rest with that. I just wanted to cover a couple of issues there and get them out of the way. These are of importance and they need to be dealt with. Back at you, brother.
Oh, I'm here. I was just, I'm at the post office. I was just going through some packages that I got listening to you. And this is actually good that I went to the post office today because I've got some more stuff to that we can talk about tomorrow to be helping out the Massey family. And this was kind of right on time. I think God knew that we needed him and needed a little bit of help for tomorrow, and I think he was kind of thinking of us today. So, but we're not going to get into all that. Talking about the stuff that Becky was just talking about. We have members like this all over the place. Okay, there's people all over the place that are they have something to do with, the Islamic State. And, it's not, they don't let it be known, okay? They don't let it be known that, that's who they are and everything, but that's exactly who they are, okay? And here, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of things have been getting kind of weird here in Chicago. With our mayor, Rahm Emanuel, who's supposed to be of the Jewish faith, okay? Now, I don't know so much if that's true or not, but I'm going to tell you like this. Him and Obama are best friends. Everybody knows this, okay? They're buddies, they're best friends. Obama even lent him Secret Service security and everything for his street, so on and so forth. Okay? Now, if you look into it, I was talking about this on Spreaker the other day. A lot of people don't know this story. Harry Reid, when Israel and Hamas were at war, okay? Harry Reid went before Congress one day and said, hey, in plentication said, hey, I'm here, and I would like to get money and raise money. What the hell is all this stuff that I'm getting? Holy cow. My thing is going nuts right now. My inbox is going nuts right now from somebody sending me messages. But So he went forward, and what he was trying to do is he was trying to get money for Hamas. Was it Hamas? No, he was actually trying to do it for Israel. So Harry Reid went before Congress and asked for money to help support Israel against Hamas, and said that they were losing, all this money, and all these missiles cost all this money, and so on and so forth, and, all this other stuff. The next day, John Kerry goes before Congress and does the same thing, but he's asking for money to be on the side of Hamas. Now, if you guys don't actually realize this, we fund both sides of the war. Okay? So what I'm getting down to here is just because somebody, I believe that Israel may be in bed with, with the Islamic State, and, I think it might all be a one world republic, and I think that, that's what it has to do with, and it's kind of like scare tactics and everything. Because a lot of people were saying, they were talking about Rahm Emanuel and saying, yeah, well, I don't know, he's Jewish, he's of the Jewish faith. I don't see how, you bitch. I don't see how, yeah, you think that's funny. I don't see how they can actually get along, because they're from two different faiths. And let me tell you something, dollar amounts and money has no face on it. I mean, it has a president's face on it. But, I mean, when it comes to the people, it has no face on it. Okay? So when it comes to making money and trying to turn this world into a one-world government, there is no face. Okay? Just like there is no face. Okay, even though they would like you to think that it's going to be Islam, and they're trying to impose the Sharia law and this and that, let me tell you something. I seen a video today. It was of Alan West, and he was actually talking, and then they kept going and showing all these things going on, with the guys from the Islamic State and, from these terror organizations and everything, and they kept bouncing back and forth. And there's two guys that used to be from the Jewish faith, and they now are they're Muslims. Okay, and they were talking crazy, and they explained to us on camera that Islam is about get rid of everybody else. There's an all-out war on everybody else. Okay, they make it very, very clear in the video that if you are not Muslim and you are not about the Islamic State, you are their enemy. Yeah. So, folks, I don't need to tell you, they spoke better English than most of us, okay? They're educated, they go to the best schools and everything. They learn, everything about our country. These two guys sat there and had a conversation and were talking to each other, and they spoke better than we do. They're all there's a lot of them like that here. I'm not going to say all of them because a lot of them sound like donkeys when they talk. Can't understand a damn word that they're saying. But other than that, I mean, they speak actually very well. So don't let it fool you. Okay? They are here. They are our enemy. Okay? They're the ones that said that, not us. They're the ones that came forward and said, if you are not Muslim, you are against us. So, I'm going to get off of that. What I'm going to get onto right now is I wanted to talk about a few things. We have a big, big problem right now going on with internet systems. We are getting attacked from different places, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend to each and every one of you to change your internet passwords to Facebook, to Yahoo, to Gmail, Google, to all of them. change them every few weeks to a month if you can, possibly. Okay?
Yeah.
Right now, they have been saying that we've been getting hacked left and right. Now, take for instance, it happened to PlayStation a bunch of times already and Sony, but now they also did it to Microsoft. People, Microsoft is one of the leaders in this world of internet security and, everything to do with the internet. There's no reason in this world that anybody should be able to hack their systems. Okay? So you might think that you have the best internet, and you've got this great, protection and, whatever, security and all that. Change your internet passwords like every 2 weeks to a month. I'm telling you, they are trying to get our accounts. On Facebook, I was talking to Becky today, and we were talking about security on there, and, Facebook's got all these, you want a third party, you want this, you want that. You know what? I've tested it myself, and I must say that their security, if you set it up correctly, is pretty damn good. I couldn't even get into my own account, and I knew some of the questions that it was asking me, and the third-party thing, it kept sending me emails, and it said, hey, somebody in Chicago is trying to get into your account. If this is not you, press this button, and we will lock it down. Okay? So they are doing some things correctly. So I highly recommend that you check all of your internet passwords and everything else. Change them up a little bit, maybe put some capitals in there when you can, and try to remember your passwords, because I think that that's going to be one of the biggest ways that they hit us, and that's going to be through the internet.
Well, brother, there was news yesterday that ISIS hacked an American soldier, found out from his pictures where his little boy went to school, and found out the location of the guy's home, and they went in and they bombarded him on the internet. They did a flash mob on him. But the fact of the matter is, he spoke out against Islam on Facebook. They found him through Facebook, and they know his address, they know his home address, they know where his kid goes to school. And they were sending a message, not just him, but to people around the world. I got 2 words for Islam. Bitch, I'm in Arlington, show up.
Right.
Show the fuck up.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You cannot watch
Absolutely.
and hear, but be careful and be mindful and watch your surroundings. I have to watch mine constantly because I speak out, and I'm very frank, and I've offended a lot of people, and good riddance. You know what? I don't miss any patriot that I have lost in this battle, because the way I look at it, you're a spineless coward anyway, or you'd be standing beside me and you'd understand free.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, we have to watch our surroundings. We are who we are. You're either going to stand up and you're going to fight. Brother, freedom doesn't come by inaction. It comes with action. In order to secure your freedom, if you don't stand up and do something more than just bitch, you're not a free man or a free woman. You're going to have to do a little more than just complain and share information in order to be free. You see, the opposition is enslavement. That's what and you're either going to act with action, react with action, or you're going to sit there and be complacent and just bitch a little bit and just have a little bit of knowledge, and you're not going to do anything to be outspoken and be a leader in this effort to stop this craziness. And you know what? If that's who you are, that's who you are, and I don't condemn you for it, but I'm just saying the patriots that I've lost along the way, good riddance. Get the fuck out. I don't need you. You're a coward. I don't want to be in the battlefield with you. I don't want you behind me in the battlefield, because you'll turn tail and run at the first opportunity. like I always say, brother, my deliverance isn't always pretty, and I don't always use the term, but I, by God, am steadfast on the truth. Period.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to you, brother.
Well, no, it's I kind of made a thing earlier that I said that I wanted to do. I want to every 30 minutes kind of remind everybody about what we're doing tomorrow. I could hear background noise. Sounds like a radio. Whoever.
I don't have any background noise here, brother. Nothing at all.
Actually, it was I was hearing myself. It was like well, anyway, it was an echo that was driving me nuts because it was bouncing back at me. But what I would like to do is I would like to remind everybody tomorrow night we are going to be doing a show. We're going to be having a fundraiser for Casey Massey. We would like to invite everybody and anybody. And another thing that I would like to do is anybody that saw a link to the show for tomorrow night for Casey Massey, please share it with everybody you know. Post it on every Patriot page that you're part of. Okay? Even if it's already up there one time, put it back up another time, you know, at a later time of the day where people can actually see it, you know, one more time. We need to get the word out about this. This is going to be a big show. We would like to give back to our brother Casey Massey, try to help him raise a little bit of proceeds, you know, for the battle that he's fighting right now, you know, the legal aspect and everything, and that's about it because that echo is driving me nuts, and I'm wondering if everybody else can hear that echo.
We can't hear anything, Bobby. You're sounding clear on this end. That's probably just the NSA giving you some grief. Tell them to piss off. Hey, we've got a caller, Bobby, 954 area. Let me bring them in and see who we got.
All right.
Area code 954. Who have I got? This is Becky Williams on Rage Against the Regime. 954. Hello, area code 954. Pardon?
Did they have their hand up?
Nah, I just want to see who they were. They didn't put their hand up. They just popped on the board. They may or may not know how to put their hand up. Area code 954, you're on my Rage. Who have I got? A lot of static. I want to get muted them, Bobby. I guess they don't want to speak or they're having an issue.
No, I actually heard somebody speaking. But I think that they were saying that they just wanted to be on hold.
All right, brother. Anyway, we've got some other things that are going on across the country that are so disturbing. I mean, I don't know about you, brother, but I get tired of reporting on the same old. I think it's time for us to kick it up a notch and start being a little more proactive and calling for folks to start organizing and preparedness across this nation and to get in touch with folks like the gentleman that we had on last week or this weekend, Travis. He's one of the leaders in the 3%ers in Texas, working on getting groups together and connecting. Bobby, did you have any luck with finding folks up around your area after talking to Travis?
You know, actually, I kind of have been talking to people after Terry sent me that message. Terry Fletcher sent me that message. I've actually I did a little bit of investigating and looked up some groups and stuff online. You know, because I'm not in the city any longer and I'm a lot further out into the suburbs. There's a lot more active groups out here, and I'm gonna see if I can't try to reach out to some of them. See, this is a bad thing. I don't know if I actually told you about this. I have a person that used to be a friend of mine, and she went to school with me since we were like in the kindergarten and first grade. And recently she was hanging out with us at our house and everything, and then one day she started sending me some messages hitting on me. And,
she's like,
sending me, yeah, I told you about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, her husband is actually part of the Illinois Minutemen and the Illinois Militia, and he's actually a lieutenant, I believe it is. But I actually wanted, back then to try to get organized with him and his group, but now with all the stuff that's happened and everything else, I mean, that's kind of fallen at the wayside. I can't do that no more, and I wouldn't want to because of everything that his wife pulled, but, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to look into it a lot more. I'm going to be very active with it, and if not, I'm going to talk to some of my own friends that I know are kind of right up that alley, and maybe I'll do my own thing and try to see what I can do on my own. But,
that's awesome.
I mean, I'm already, yeah, but you know what? I've already got my hands in so many pots. Here, my schedule, we talked about it. I work 70-plus hours a week at work. And then all the stuff for the show, and then when we do the show, and then, and then I'm like an admin on so many pages on Facebook, and, and I try to look up information for us, and, and I'm constantly trying to find out new information to be able to break, and, and then trying to take care of stuff with my family and at home, and, and whatever, and it's just like I've got so much on my plate already. I mean, I don't mind doing extra things, but, it's like there's not enough time in a day for my schedule. Believe me. And for those of you that don't know, I only get about 4 hours sleep a night. So, I mean, my body is completely, I'm overworked, and, I just feel like my body's going to shut down sometimes, but you know what? I keep it going, I keep marching. We got to keep getting it out. We got to keep telling people, and we got to keep fighting the good fight. I mean, we can't stop.
Yeah, we sure can't. Speaking of not stopping, Bobby, we do have a caller with a hand up in area code 254. Who are we speaking with?
Wilbur, how you doing, Becky?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Calling in.
Well, I'm sorry I'm late. Just got back from Austin.
How'd that go? How was your journey?
Well, Joe Strauss retained his position down there. I think Scott Turner got something like 19 votes. I did a wonderful segment with Doc Green today on Raging Elephants Live from their broadcast. That was nice.
I missed that. I was hoping you would have tagged me to that. I need you to start tagging me to your show so that we can broadcast you and bring our listeners.
I didn't know I was going to be on until he pointed to the chair and said, sit. And I just kind of went balls to the wall after that. It was pretty good. Like I said, Strauss retained his deal, which I just put up an article on all my sites. It's kind of like The Godfather. We all got made an offer we couldn't refuse. I wonder if Scott Turner will be allowed, tell him, look, we'll take care of your family,
That's funny.
Joe Strauss is like the herpes virus. You think you're rid of him, and all of a sudden there's another blister.
Oh, my God. It's kind of like Islam, isn't it?
Oh, God. Yeah. It's a little worse than Islam. It's a little worse than Islam. But the thing I put today that I wrote down just now, it's not the end of Texas. Joe takes the credit for the Texas miracle, in spite of putting his foot on the neck of all the progress. All but Vegas, he's all for that. But we're going to survive. We don't like the gentleman I just heard talking. Don't take your setbacks and let them set you back. Just let them know, well, we're still here. We're still here. 19 people don't like you, Joe. 19 people stood up and don't like you, so here we go.
Well, I tell you, I've created almost as many enemies as I've created friends. in this little journey and this forge forward for democracy or sovereignty, the reestablishment of. And you know, if I'm not getting hate mail and I'm not getting praises, that means I'm not getting out there. So I thank God for both of them.
That's true. When you push the buttons, you know, then you're going to get some explosion. You always will. I kept my broadcast today. I kept really mundane because, well, like I said, I was sitting there in front. Doc didn't even see me sit down. I walked in the room. I sat by Heidi Hansing. She didn't know who I was because I have a beard now. And when they finally said who I was, and everybody kind of exploded and everything like that. And Doc motioned me over to sit behind the table, put a headset on me and a microphone, and I had no idea what I was going to say, but I did a real good monologue.
Of course you did. You know you're my hero.
Thank you. And they asked about Puck. I said, well, Puck is snowboarding right now. She's developed a technique of sticking her foot out the side of the board and spinning it. So she's an innovator.
All right.
And she's good at snowboarding, but she wants to move to Corpus Christi now so she can learn to surf.
Well, if she's got snowboarding down, surfing will be a breeze. She'll probably want to do some surf sailing. That's a lot of fun. I fall over. I look great when I'm falling over on one of those. I just get pretty good at it.
And I reminded Doc, we were talking about the family and all that kind of stuff, and I said, well, Doc, you do know I'm engaged. I didn't know that. I said, yes, I've been engaged for 8 years. Puck has reminded me we have been engaged for 8 years. She turns 8 on Friday.
I love it.
And if I die before she can marry me, then she has to find somebody like Papa.
You know, your babies are beautiful, brother, and I'm so glad that you saw victory in your battle there. I've been where you went, and it cost me $60,000, but by God, the state did not win, and that was just my own grandbaby.
Well, in person, not on the radio or not in writing, I was able to talk in person with a lot of people today, and there were some questions, about our struggle. And so, among friends and in the privacy of a room, I said, well, here's how we really did it. And I got a lot of, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. I said, well, these people don't play by the rules. I said, I have a son, Timmy, who went to prison a lot. In fact, you might say he made a career out of it. But they have a saying among prisoners, just playing by the rules you set.
Yeah.
You set the rules, and we're going to play by the rules you set. So you go ahead and act like a criminal, and we're going to mark it all down here, and we're going to play by the rules that you set down. But we did win. The children are safe. I recently got a letter from them down in Austin saying nothing ever happened. Everything is beautiful. Where is time gone? Is there anything else we can do and all that? But still, there's that ghost, like I told Pam, well, when we move down to Corpus, we own 4 homes. I'd like to go down to Corpus, but we've always got to be careful. Until they're eradicated and completely out of the picture, honest to God, you have to be careful. You really do. So, and they're still kidnapping kids to this day. I think my ex-wife said something that was very poignant, because I think one reason we're winning is our children are no longer marketable. When they were babies, they were marketable. As they get older, the selling price goes down, and so they tend to back off. That probably sounds horrible to the listeners, but Becky can tell you this is true. You get a 1-year-old baby, marketable. 10-year-old, not so much.
Right, and boys in particular, they really want.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They do market our children, and I think I told you before, I worked very closely when I was running for governor with a young lady by the name of Mary Tyndall, and she is actually a national director for a group called Vocal. And we have another brother who is in California. He's actually from Australia, and he is working to fight as well with Mary Tyndall and some of the other groups that we have across this country to fight CPS and this illegal child trafficking ring that they have developed. And it's unbelievable, the things that go on. You, like me, sir, are an educated individual who has the tenacity of steel, and we don't back down, we don't give up. And, you know, I don't think the Dallas courts have seen the like of a grandmother like myself. I battled them. I harassed the director. I harassed the courts. I harassed the judge, the ad litem. They were out of order and unjust in the way that they treated me. And I actually became the target of their anger. And I was the person who turned the abuse in front of my daughter at a table after being advised to do so by a hospital administrator and child protective service counselor. So I then became the entity that they targeted. They refused my ability to have any communications whatsoever with my grandchildren. I wasn't allowed to visit, speak to them on the phone. One of my grandsons was born with a lot of medical issues, and he had to have another surgery to repair a hernia while in custody in a foster home of one of the grandparents. My daughter has, there were two different fathers for the kids. He had, this person, for the two boys, abused the little girl who he was not the father of. And the firstborn little boy that followed her, Alec, was born with tracheomalacia and chondrodysplasia punctata. And with tracheomalacia, the esophagus doesn't attach to the flap that goes into the stomach, so he would aspirate when he would try to feed, and they had to do surgery to correct that and put in a tube, a feeding tube, in his little belly. Well, it caused him to have a hernia. So periodically throughout his life he has to have surgeries. Well, he became ill while he was in custody, and now the grandparents that they actually gave him to were Peyton, the little girl's biological grandparents, who I had reached out to before the son of a bitch that hurt my baby girl had hurt her to this degree, and told them, I will pay for the attorney for you to get your son to have custody of Peyton so that she is not in the environment that she's in, and even told them of prior abuse. And they would do nothing to help me. They ignored my pleas to help Peyton. And subsequently what happened, he grabbed her by the hair of the head at 4 years of age for overfeeding fish in a fish tank. And he dragged her through the house up off the floor, and he flung her on the bed, did not let go of the hair on her head. Then he proceeded to pull her pants down and beat her with his hand until she had handprints and bruises on her for 2 weeks. And he pulled out a man-sized hand full of hair from the back of my baby's head. Now, I wanted to kill him, but the people I was around would not let me go do it, and I would have been well within my right to do so. I was livid when I found this out because I'd already told him, you never punish her out of anger, and he had bruised her on her leg before when he spanked her, and I said, do not mark this child. If you do, you will answer to me.
I cannot understand.
Yeah, they did nothing. The cops did nothing. Nobody did it. The grandparents did nothing. But I became the enemy for the courts.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would not back off.
I know myself personally. Myself personally, I had an epiphany some time ago. New baby, you know, the one that's Spanky in the front of the picture, the littlest one. You know, the picture I sent you. New baby is Spanky's new baby. And I got mad at him. I don't remember what he did. He did some goofy stuff. And I don't hit him, but I was yelling at him. You know, dressing him down for what he did. It was something really goofy. And I was yelling at him, and he got in the corner and covered his little head up. And he looked up and he said, oh, Papa, please, no more. Becky, I've never been reduced in my life. That still haunts me. Please, Papa, no more. And I never yelled at him again. But I never hit the boy. It just, I was a foster parent a couple of times. We had a huge mansion, one of our houses, and our oldest son died of a heart attack, and my wife was in depression. So the reason we got involved with the CPS in the first place was we found out there were these foster kids that were being jerked in the middle of the night, and they didn't know where to take them, and this and that. So we said, well, we'll offer our home. We'll even outfit it. We had 7 bedrooms, so we had each room outfitted for a little boy or a little girl with clothes, everything. So, and not for permanent, temporary. If they need to stay here, until you place them, that's fine. They can go to the country club and swim and stuff like that. And our idea was, well, they'll be here for a couple of weeks. They give them back to their parents. That was our stupidity. We processed a couple. My son, and I'll be honest, I won't lie, my son is a crystal methamphetamine addict, and there is no cure. I don't care what they tell you. Once they got it, they got it. My daughter-in-law, Jackie, was not an addict, not a drug user, but she was Nashville to the 9th core. She would not divorce him. The CPS came down on them and she just out, I'm going to stand by my husband, and that's the end of it. You can't tell me what to do. We cooperated with the CPS. We cooperated. We wanted the grandchildren to be out of the situation around him. All right? They, just like you, they turned on us. They turned on us. Oh, yeah. They took the kids and they put, well, Puck had a diabetic dropout, almost died, 3 days coma. And then Christian, he had a form of epilepsy that did eventually go away. It was 1-2-year-old stuff. But he was having seizure after seizure, up to 25 of them. And we had to meet with them for a safety meeting, and we were late. Me and Jackie and my wife sat across the table explaining the seizures, and the caseworker said, I wasn't aware of those. Where did you come up with that at? And Jackie reached down in her seat and handed them a copy of an MRI, explaining it, the actual MRI with Dr. Chris' name at the top of it, and Scott and White circled, and he wrote in English, epileptic seizures, so it could be understood. She looked at it, and she said, I've never seen this paper. Where'd you get it? And Jackie said, I got it out of your briefcase when you went to the bathroom.
Wow.
That's how crooked they really are.
Wow.
Just like so, you went to the restroom, you left your kit here, and when you did, I just went through it, and there it was. You stole something out of my kit? Well, yes, I did. Now, of course, it got rougher than that. One of them accused me that you refuse to answer phone calls. I said, no, ma'am, I do not refuse to answer phone calls. And she got real belligerent and all that, and I said, I do not. But as a matter of fact, Miss Dossett, I keep my phone on vibrate, and I put it in my pocket. When your call comes in, it's on vibrate. So when I get excited, I know it's you. We went around and around with the CPS. We went around and around. Well, we finally did win. And she's asked me not to name her on the air, so I won't. But I met one good CPS worker. I didn't think they existed. A lady came here a while ago, not long ago, and she sat down. We went on the porch and had coffee, and she closed her laptop and closed her kit. She said, I want you to tell me exactly what's really going on. And I said, okay, and I told her, this is what's really been happening. And she told me, she gave me 4 or 5 things. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and you will get a letter. She kept her word on every point. She's too honest and talented. She's too honest and too talented. I know she'll move on one day and go to something else, but we need more people like her. We really do. We really do.
I don't deny that, but that's wonderful.
But I could go on and on about. Huh?
You got lucky.
Yeah, we did. Hey, I'll tell you, like I said, one day when I meet you in person, I'll tell you some real horror stories.
All right.
Like I told a couple people, I told one today, it wasn't nobody got hurt or anything like that in this one. But I told her a lady today in one of the meetings a story. I said, you want to hear corruption? I said, everybody's always wondering, how did you get all the CPS paperwork? We've tried for years, and we can't. Say, well, here's how I did it. Oh, my God. I'll tell you that story one day, and you'll go, oh, my God. we just played by the rules they set. That's all we did.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a Jackie quote. When we found out what we found out and used it, Jackie looked me dead in the face and said, "They crookeder than us."
Wow.
Wow. But anyway, I'm feeling pretty good. I had a real good meeting today with Doc and everybody. I'm on a roll. I basically was in retirement and was just laying back. And I got into this political writing and these radio shows, and I really like doing it. It's not work. It's not work. I really like doing it. I've got a knack for putting things down and saying things and making things that make sense. And I really believe that's what God chose me to do. I think everything in my life He put me through was in preparation for this time.
I agree. I feel the same way, brother.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm blessed to have you in my audience and in my family. I mean, isn't it amazing how it's bringing us together? Isn't it just simply amazing?
It really is. I had, like I say, the epiphany. I'm not going to get real spiritual here because I'm not a spiritual guy. I'm a songwriter. But one of these days I had, I call it an inner thought. And that inner thought changed every way I look at everything. But it was almost like God told me, you can't tell anybody. They have to find it for themselves. You can't tell anybody this. But it's so simple, it will amaze you. It'll amaze you. If I ever get a feeling I can tell someone, I'll tell you, and you'll go, oh, my God. It's so simple, but it changed my whole life. Everything started going right. Well, things were going pretty good anyway, but everything started going right. And like talking with Doc and Heidi and Apostle and everybody today, I realized that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Becky, I'm a country music humorist, a songwriter. I wrote, I can't name the titles on the air, but I wrote some stuff that if you've ever been to a club or anything, you've heard my stuff. You've heard my stuff because I wrote some good stuff. I really did. But that's what I did, is I wrote adult country humor like Rodney Carrington. And to write political stuff was just completely 180-degree turn. I never thought I'd be doing that.
Well, I don't write. I go off the cuff, just like when I campaigned. I had a speechwriter, but I didn't utilize that person often. I really felt it was more important that the American people saw who I was in my heart, unscripted. I believe it's time that we get back to, in all honesty, our representatives being real and not false informed. And that's what I did. And we never script our show here. We loved open mic. Things happen by accident quite frequently here on Rage Against Regime, where we actually wind up having a fabulous show. And it was unscripted, and it just came together like that. And again, I feel like I've got to give honor where honor belongs, and I believe that's a God deal. I don't do anything on my own.
I really think so too. Like all the people I met today, they got to meet me for the first time. They got to meet me in person. Go ahead.
We're losing you, brother. I'm losing you.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Becky.
We're losing. All right, brother. Go ahead with what you were saying.
Meeting everybody today in person, where they got to sit and actually, they listened to me on the radio, and then during the commercials and after, I got to talk just up front with them. And I explained to them, this is how I think, and this is how I really write, and this is the way I organize my thoughts. I'm a professional. And I told Crystal, I said, whatever you need for your newspaper, let me know. Just tell me, and I will conform what you need. That's what I do, is I work with words. But also I got to say a lot of stuff off the cuff that didn't go over the air. Like I came with some girl says something, and I said, "Be careful," because I said, I've been married 6 times. I got one tag left on my deer license, DEAR, my deer license. And she looked at me. She goes, "You've been married 6 times?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I knew Waylon Jennings. I'm not lying. I won't even lie to you, man. I knew Waylon Jennings. He told me one time we need to get all our ex-wives together and have a baseball game. I really have been in Nashville, and she goes, and somebody said, "Do you drink?" Not since they invented the funnel, no. I mean, I was really upset. I smoke Nicaraguan cigars, Pall Mall cigarettes when I can get them. I like Boilermakers and martinis. No, I don't drink all the time. No, I don't drink in the morning. I have friends of all manners and everything. No, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I have nothing against gay people. They make wonderful hairdressers and they serve good food. I was really political. I was really political. I tell you, I'll leave y'all with a joke here. Being from Austin, I know some gay people. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. I know some gay people. And I had one guy I hung out with named T-Bo, the little one. And I'd take him, we go to the clubs together because he was like a weightlifter and a hairdresser. And the girls would flock to him, but he didn't have any use for the girls. He's after the boyfriends, right? So they'd come to the table. And we hung out for a while. And one day he was talking real serious. He said, even though you're straight, you're a good friend. I appreciate you very much. And well, thank you, T-Bo. I try to give everybody an even shake, And I wouldn't date you or anything. And I said, okay. And I was like, wait a minute, T-Bo, what's wrong with me, man? I mean, I'm not going to buy any of your stuff, but is it a limp? I mean, what? I mean, do I have a wart on my nose? What is it?
I know, right? What the hell's wrong with me? Why not?
Yeah. I don't get intimidated really by any of those. When people hit me with that, they hit me with because of that. I've had good friends tell me they thought I was gay. No, I'm not. I am the most ungay person in the world. In fact, I'm a polygamous dude. Now I stayed married. I'm stayed married to the last one for 30 years, but I have a string of losers. I had a string of losers before that. Oh my God! I preferred summer divorces to winter divorces, but then Pam straightened me out on that, and I'll tell you the whole story on our divorce. Wasn't a bitter one. It was for the grandkids. You know how they do, Becky. They got on me, and then they said, "You'll never see the kids again if he's in the picture." So we had to divorce in order for her to get the kids. I'm still. The kids know I'm Papa, but they don't know exactly who I am yet. They don't. They know who I am, but don't know I'm the real grandfather. So we got that nonsense going. But I did have a wonderful time today, and I think I found a new vocation at 63 years old. Hopefully. And I got 2 new books coming out. I'm putting a series of articles together called I Crappeth Thee Not, and I'm putting together a work of fiction called Kailea. And I Crappeth Thee Not. And Kailea is going to be a work of fiction, and it's going to be beautiful. It's I dreamed this thing up after a good strong cup of coffee. About a real estate agent in Austin that picks a girl up at the Santa Rio oil rig down by UT. Give her a ride. She goes home with him, and she is an anthropologist from 20,000 years in the future. And she's back in time to research a word. I won't tell you what the word is, but it's beautiful in the end. But her reflections on our culture are timeless. I wrote that thing in about 2 days. I got to edit it now. It's beautiful. In fact, I could give you one part of it, but it's just too risque to put on the radio. But it's really, really. I told it to Doc. I thought he was going to wipe tears for an hour. He was laughing so hard.
Oh my God.
I would tell you the passage and everything, but I don't know how far you go on your radio show, and I don't want to embarrass you.
Well, we go pretty far. We go ahead and rate it R.
All right. Well, let me give it to you. It's not that bad. It's no dirty words. It's no dirty words.
Bring it on, brother.
All right. The real estate agent goes to work. He leaves Kailea in his apartment for the day. He comes in that afternoon, and he noticed his mail is on the coffee table. He goes, "Oh, you checked the mail?" And she said, "Yes, I found your key in that little box there." And he goes, "Oh, that's good. I didn't think you'd figure that out." She goes, "Oh, I am so far above your culture. I'm a doctor of anthropology." She gave all of her, stuff. She says, "I could have gotten into that silly little box down the corner without your key, but I used the key out of respect for you. Do you understand me?" And he dressed him well. And he goes, "Yes, I do." Oh, she says, "Oh, by the way, you know that man, the one with the motorcycle, the guy with the beard?" He goes, yes. "I saw him down there when I was getting your mail. I think he's unemployed." And he goes, "Really, why?" I said, "Well, he asked me if I could give him a blowjob, and I told him I didn't have one to give him, but you were very influential, and you could possibly give him one." And he goes, we're gonna have to let you study my culture just a little bit more." And the whole book is like that.
Jesus, I gotta read it.
She gets drunk the first time. He tells her, I'll give you one more story, I'll let this go. He tells her, you have to, I'm taking you out to a meeting tonight with the Board of Realtors. We're going to have a luncheon, a dinner. Watch TV. You talk like Bones on TV. Who's Bones? Never mind, but you talk antiseptic. You talk English, but it's sterile. Learn some of our you're supposed to be a linguist and anthropologist. Learn our language. So she goes out, and he pours a couple glasses of wine down her, which she has never drank any wine, She gets 2 or 3 glasses of wine, and the lady who runs the Board of Realtors comes over, and she goes, "Oh, so you're with Brad?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm just hanging on." She goes, and he goes, "Hanging out." And she looks at him, and she goes, "What's up with you, my nigga?" And he looks at her, and his eyes put out. And she goes, "I thought you was my home run." He goes, "That's homeboy." She goes, "I'm just in town to F around." So he drags her back to the car. He goes, "Where did that come from?" He says, "You said watch TV. I found this wonderful network, BET, and they talk so good, so I mimicked everything they said." Wow. It actually has the book has a poignant ending, a very poignant ending. And I won't give it to you because it'll actually bring a tear to your eye. What happens to Kylie, she has to go back in the vortex, I'll tell you that. She has to go back to her time. And he's all grieving. And it's not the end. The end of the book is different, but the very end, he's back on Martin Luther King in Austin, and he sees another girl sitting in the same place. And these girls have slightly larger eyes than ours. That's how you tell they're different. He looks at her and says, "I suppose you need a ride, too." She gets in the car, and she looks and says, "I'm Paula Ita. Dr. Kylie said you could help me with my project." And that's where the book ends.
Oh, wow.
I will finish it, Becky. I will finish it for you. I will finish it for you.
I love it. Bring it on, Big Daddy.
I will. I'm going to have to let y'all go. I'm going to make a martini. Love talking with you guys. I'm sorry I was late today, but I was up at 4 this morning because I was supposed to take a cab, but I got a secret. When I go to the Capitol, there's this oak tree right by the fence, and if you get there early enough, there's a parking place right there, and it's free.
Really?
And you can literally throw a coin across the fence. It's that close, but you got to get there before 6 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, Wilbur. If we can, I would like to tell you tomorrow night is a real important night for us. We're trying to raise some proceeds for our brother Casey Massey, who is I don't know if you know who he is, but
I know all about Casey. I know all about Casey. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I know all about him.
Okay, so tomorrow night we're trying to raise some proceeds and trying to get some money up for him here. So we're trying to get as many people in on the call and on the show tomorrow night. And we're asking anybody and everybody if they could please post it and try to get the word out, and maybe repost it, put it in some pages, some groups you might be part of or whatever. But
I will put it. Becky, send me the link or whatever. And I will post it on all my pages, and then I will be there tomorrow night if I can arrange it.
Oh, God
we appreciate that, brother.
Thank you for coming, Wilbur. You know I love your whole face, and I hope to talk to you tomorrow. I'll send you that information here in just a little bit.
All right. Thank you so much, Becky. Y'all have a good night.
All right, Wilbur, be careful.
All right, Bobby.
That's Becky's
Bobby,
humbug right there.
That was Brother Wilbur. He's a Pistol Pete, isn't he?
Yeah. That is Becky's humbug right there.
That's right. You know, we really being connected to gentlemen like Wilbur and Doc Green and Dave Hodges and Vita and Joanne Moretti and JoJo Norton and Carol Ray and Ben, Pam and Mass Effect. But the good thing about doing Blog Talk is we can only grow our family bigger. Jim over at Bank versus You, Shy Girl and KT and some of the others that join us over there. Bobby, our family is just growing and growing and growing, and we're not only in the social media area of Facebook and Twitter and some of the other opportunities that are out there for you to share your business with social media. What we're being able to do with like Elmer Williams and some of our other brothers is we're able to join forces. We're able to create a huge family of like-minded individuals. We're connected on the same level, and it gives us a much broader audience. Listen, Blog Talk is not something that is only broadcast in America. It's my understanding that Ustream and YouTube and Blog Talk Radio, Spreaker, we're global. We have the ability to reach not just our own masses here in America, but outside of our borders. And that speaks volumes, brother. So I think tomorrow, if we promote this properly, and I stay on this evening, reaching out to my other brothers and sisters who do blog, we'll be able to set this up big for Casey Massey and his family. But my question is this, Bobby. You and I need to get together on the specifics of the auction and the time frame to do this auction. Are we going to do it in one day? We're going to do it in 2 days or 2 weeks or whatever we're going to do to allow people to start bidding on the things that we're going to have to actually post up. You and I'll get together on that, and try to announce that tomorrow. You good with doing that with me in the morning?
Yeah, we could do that. I wanted to say something before I go any further. I don't know if he actually knows it or not, but Bank versus You is down.
Well, I wonder why.
I don't know if Jim. I don't know if Jim knows it or not, but the Bank versus You page is down.
Oh yeah, no, he knows. Facebook did that. Bank versus You page is down. He's under Hut Master, so go to the
Hut
Master
I got him there
page.
also. Yeah, I got him there.
Yeah.
But we're going to do that. We're working on some things right now where we're going to be able to put some more things together for tomorrow. I would like to get Travis and the boys back on. I actually he sent a message to the page yesterday because he was looking for the show link, and then he said never mind, he found it. And we added each other on Facebook, but I would like to get them back on the show as soon as we could. But tomorrow night, I'm gonna talk about it again, and probably one more time before the show is over with. Tomorrow night is a big, big, big show. I did not get the confirmation as of yet from Dave Hodges, but Dave Hodges earlier, we've been back and forth in some emails with each other. And Dave told me to call him tomorrow night. So my guess would be that he's expecting us to call him tomorrow night to come on the show. I told him he only has to come on for a few minutes. Doesn't have to be nothing major. I would like to have other people come on and talk. I would like to have Bill come on. I would like to have, I would like to have Bill come on. I would like to have maybe Travis stop by. Actually, he just sent me a message on Facebook.
I would like to have Dave Hodges stop in. I would like to have a bunch of other people get involved here. I would like to have, this be a nice big show, and raise some proceeds, and try to get some stuff together for Casey. I mean, this is really important to us, folks. We talked to Casey last night about this, and I mean, this is really, really important. So
it really is. Hey,
yeah.
just in, NISD is getting angry calls and emails from people who are upset about an Islamic conference on school district property. Fox 4 local news. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Gotta love it, brother.
Well, what did I tell you? Do you remember what I said to you about that?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Do you remember, Becky?
Tell me what you
I said they're going to start getting. I said people are going to start calling. They're going to start getting a lot of calls over there, and people are going to start getting mad and start protesting that thing. I said that right when we were talking about it and we were breaking news on it.
Well, it says here the scheduled keynote speaker, Salah Wahaj, is an imam from New York identified by federal authorities as an unindicted co-conspirator in 1993 World Trade Center bombings. He denied involvement but did defend convicted plotters. And a New York Post article, he actually called the FBI and CIA the real terrorists. What a piece of shit. Let's see. It says here there comes a point when we have to start looking and saying, is freedom of speech being turned into seditious speech that can undermine our constitutional republic and our fundamental principles as values? And that was per Alan West.
Right. This is really, really important to all of us, folks. Please, please, please spread the word. And if you can get the link, please spread the link to all your pages. If you can't find it, please go to the Rage Against the Regime podcast page. And we have links to the show for tomorrow night. And tomorrow during the day, Becky and I will sit down and figure out what we're going to do with what and how we're going to try to, raise it off. We have, I have some hockey jerseys that I would like. I guess I'm going to have to take pictures tonight of them to put them on the page tomorrow. But we're going to do kind of like, I guess the highest bidder, at the end of the night or whatever, I guess is going to be the one that's going to get the jerseys. Not one jersey. You're going to be bidding on one, per. So, I mean, we'll work out the details, and Becky and I will figure it out tomorrow, and we'll release the information. But we're going to try to do some nice things to try to raise proceeds for, for the Massey family, and it's just our way, Becky and my way of giving back to Casey Massey for being the patriot that he was and standing out there on the border and helping protect our border and protecting us and helping us get a good night's sleep. Like I said earlier, I know there's others out there and there's other people out there. We actually chose Casey. I think most of you know why we picked Casey. He can't really pay for any of his bills right now. I know there's a lot of you out there like this, but he can't even work. He can't do anything. They got him on lockdown. I mean, and we just want to try to help him. So that's all. I mean, and it's nothing against anybody else, but this is a desperate time for Casey, and we hope that you will all join us, and we're hoping that each and every one of you might be able to donate $2, $5, $10, whatever you can donate tomorrow night. I mean, and you're going to hear us talking about it. You're going to hear us asking people, to donate money. You're going to hear us, keep talking about Casey's, whatever PayPal account or GoFundMe or whatever he's got. I think it's a PayPal account, but we're going to keep doing it, and that's what tomorrow night's going to be about. But, I mean, we're not going to do that the whole time, and I think that we're going to end up going overboard tomorrow night. I think that we're going to end up, I think I'm going to move the time up to 4 o'clock so we can go till 6:30, you know, and go overboard on the time. That's what I'm going to do, Becky.
Okay.
As I think about it right now, instead of going from 4:30 to 7, I'd rather go to from 4 to 6:30. So right now I'm going to change the time. You know, it just makes more sense to me. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So everybody knows, anybody that can hear us talking about this tomorrow night, the show, we have it listed right now from 4:30 till 6:30, but we're going to do it, and then we're going to do a half an hour of overtime, but now we're going to change it, and we're going to change the time from 4 o'clock till 6:30. So, but yeah, you're going to hear us talk about, you know, his page, you know, where you can donate money and everything. But, you know, folks, please understand how desperate and dire that this is. That, you know, Casey really, really needs help, and his family needs help, and he cannot pay for his legal fees. He can't pay for his house. He can't pay for any of that. So, I mean, get mad at us if you want to, but, I mean, you know, we would do the same for you, you know, if you were in the same situation. So, just, you know, take it for that.
Hey, Bobby, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to, on a different note, I want to ask you a question. Did you see the, hang on. Might consider an in-run with donations just to stay under the radar with feds and lawyers. Just a thought. Good idea. Okay, Terry, I know you can hear me, brother. You and I need to have a phone conversation about that. Whenever you have an opportunity, give me a call after the show. Terry has some good ideas. Bobby, no, Terry Fletcher. I'll share those ideas with you after the show, after I speak with Terry. But he made a valid point. I don't want to speak about it on air.
Okay.
I have a question, Bobby. Did you see where Virginia School Board is demanding that homeschooled children have to validate their religious preference and defend it? I'm thinking is what they're saying. That's absolutely insane to me. You've got a Virginia school board threatening homeschoolers to justify their religion or threatening their parents with imprisonment.
Wow.
And, yeah, the school board wants to haul in the homeschooled children ages 14 in for interrogation. Now, first you have to ask yourself, they're not part of your school system, so it's none of your damn business. They're asking, does the school board have the right to bring teens before them to prove their religious exemption for homeschooling is justified? And do they have the right to follow it up with imprisonment for the parents? This is Goochland County, Virginia School Board. Hey, folks, anybody listening, you don't have to live in Virginia. Why don't you call that school board tomorrow? I don't happen to have the number right in front of me, but you can look it up. It's Goochland, Goochland, County, Virginia School Board. Why don't y'all blow their phones up tomorrow and let them know what you think about what they're trying to do? It's just a suggestion. I know I'll be doing it. I've got time for about 40 calls. Tomorrow I'll make time for it. The Supreme Court refused to hear May 2013 the 6th U.S. District Court of Appeals found against the Romnick family who fled socialist Germany. Y'all remember that story. That was that German family, brother, that they were Christians, and they fled their own country for religious reasons, and they put their children in homeschool. And the Supreme Court refused to hear their case when they lost their case in the federal and state level. Eric Holder granted the family permanent asylum, but the ruling stands that they have to leave. Eric Holder stated that homeschooling is not a protected freedom, so he didn't grant the family anything. He talked out of one side of his ass and then made a ruling on it. On the other hand, he completely ignored the concept of fundamental individual liberties. And so both Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama strongly supported a treaty to take away the rights of parents to educate their own children, and they support the UN Convention of the Rights of the Child, UNCRC. Hey, Bobby, I'll do some homework on that, and I'll come back to you with the truth about that particular organization. Folks,
I think Terry's on the line, just so you know.
Hey, Terry, are you on, brother? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? My Terry, I'm off. Answer the dead phone. Terry. I
heard a man speaking. It sounded like Terry, so I don't think he actually realizes he's on. All right, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. We've got that, and I promise, Bobby, I swear to you right now, I am not going to call Butt Rock and Butt Rock and Insane Obama a cockroach or goat humper or usurper or a piece of shit or any of that.
You kill me.
I probably won't, but I'm going to go ahead and mention his name.
Mm-hmm. You kill me.
I know. He and Hillary. We'll call her Hillary. We'll call her an upright, and that's even in question. We'll call her a. Never mind. But anyway, Barack and Butt Rock and Hillary have decided that you folks out there don't have the right and to educate your children as you see fit, which has always been allowed in this country, based on your own preference or religious belief. However, they do feel it is the right of the UN Council and its Common Core Islamic slime that has permeated the earth with their bullshit to dictate what you're doing in this country with your children. I got a word for the UN, Bobby. Do you know what it is? For all those pigs in the UN, every one of them, including you, Mr. Butt Rock, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass and get the hell out of America. Get out.
You know what?
I'm telling you now. Go ahead.
You know what? They're all a bunch of crooks. Okay? I don't care what politician you're talking about. I don't care, any one of them people, they have an agenda. Okay? Every one of them have had an agenda. That's the only reason why they became a politician in the first place. Okay? And, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it all out. Okay? They want to be part of their own little...
Yeah.
Huh?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
Let's just go ahead and put them on public notice that we're issuing citizens warrants for their arrest for espionage and treason. Why don't we just do that? Why don't we go ahead and let them know, I'm sick of playing this cat and mouse game. I'm just going to go ahead and call it what it is, legal and lawfully, as my right as an American citizen whose life is in danger and war has been declared on me, that I, with much intention, would like to see Americans stand up and exercise their right to execute a citizen's arrest.
We all would.
To take them into custody. I mean, let's just go ahead and put them on notice. That game goes both ways, brother. you know what? We're well within the boundaries of God's law and of the original Constitution of this great United States and the Constitution of our states to do so. So let's just go ahead and put them on notice. Listen, we've got generals and judges and you know, politicians or hopefuls like Alan West and Brother Carson standing up and saying the exact same things that you and I say on here, Bobby. The things that we've been ridiculed for, things that we have received hate mail over and lost listeners over, you know, now these great people who have notoriety are making the very same statements that you and I have been making since this radio broadcast began. We tell the truth. We say it like it is, and they're doing it now. They're saying that Obama is nothing more than a sleeper cell for Islam inside of the White House. Our Congress has been infiltrated, that our lobbyists are corrupt, our staffers are corrupt, the military is corrupt, the DOD is corrupt, the DOJ is definitely corrupt. And now, at what point do we stand up as American citizens? I want to be an American citizen. I want to be absolved from that, and I'm going to do whatever is necessary in order to take my rights back and no longer be owned by the corporation. I suggest you folks out there do the same. Doesn't mean that we will not still have the rights that we were given initially. At least we have the rights that we were given initially, and not dictated by the corrupt Constitution that was subverted. So with that said, why don't we as a nation just stand up and issue the damn warrant? Why don't we just stand up and go, you know what, no more. UN, get your ass out of the U.S. Their headquarters is in New York. The headquarters of the UN is in New York. The likes of CARE and NAACP and Al Sharpton, all of them, let's just issue warrants and pick them up. Inciting violence, terrorism, murder, whatever the charges are that we know they're guilty of. And listen, don't trump up a bunch of crap charges. Just get them on what you absolutely have proof on. And go ahead and arrest their ass. Because I'm going to tell you something, Bobby. They come pick me up in my house today if I incited murder and violence and there was a loss of life. If I extorted your bank account, your money, your wages, they would come and pick me up. If I evaded taxes, they'd come pick me up. You know, let's just stop this bullshit. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. Becky Williams said it's time to execute on right.
Citizen's arrest.
A citizen's arrest. To draw up a warrant and have it executed by our constitutional sheriffs. Let's do it right, folks. But you don't have to have a constitutional sheriff do it. You yourself have the power to do so. In the event that you're
for the longest time.
Yes. In the event that you witness a felony in progress or treason in progress, and all authorities that have been given the chain of command to remove that problem or that tyranny or that tyrant is not doing their job, it then falls on you, the citizen. Let's just do it. Let's just get this party started. Let's just kick it off. Get these cockroach Muslims of Islam out of our country. You got two choices: leave or die here. That's your choice, because you've come here to kill me. Now get the frig out. Get your ass out of our country. Go back to your little anthill that you came from and piss the fuck off. You're not welcome here. Get out.
Look,
we're not going to be
the party's been started for a long time. We're just, all the people right now that are not dancing and not on the dance floor already are just ones that have not been hearing the music. That's all that it is, okay? And my question to them would be is, how could you not hear the music? Because the music's been playing really loud for a long damn time.
Yeah, get out. And get up and do what you need to do and get rid of the problem. And as for all these illegals that have come across the border, sorry about your bad luck, but you don't belong here either, and you need to go as well. Either by your own accordance, or we can help you get back across the border, or you'll be treated as an enemy combatant because you waged war on my country. And we will.
They need to start packing their shit up and getting them people out of here.
Well, I mean, enough is enough. And we know they're removing and erasing borders, brother. We know what their intention is. We know the imminent danger that we've been placed in. We know that war is upon us. It's on the soil. Hell, when I have retired military brass saying the same thing that I've been saying about the war is already here, that war has been declared on the American people by this so-called government, it doesn't give me any solace, but that affirmation, in a very strange way, gives me satisfaction that I can go back to those people that argued with me on that point and go, see, what I said was right. I'm not an ex-military, and I saw it. I'm not ex-military. I'm not the most educated individual in the world, but by God, I do my research and my homework, and God gave me the discernment to see the truth. He revealed the truth to me many, many months ago, almost 2 years ago, started preaching about it, and I lost people who, Bobby, told me, you need to quit focusing on Islam, Becky. We have other issues that we need to address. Well, we got people who focus on the Rothschilds. We got people focusing on the cabal. We got people focusing on this thing and that thing. Now, I focused on all of that shit. And they're all holding hands. They're all fornicating together to give one giant abortion to humanity after they get through with their party. I'm tired, Bobby. Aren't you tired?
Yeah, I'm tired.
I'm tired, beyond tired. And you know what? If I've offended some more listeners, please feel free to send your hate mail to Becky Williams. You don't have to send it to Rage Against the Regime. I only gave you an intelligent conversation and show you where you're an idiot. Damn.
Well, I haven't gotten any of them in a long time. It's been a couple of weeks, so I guess I don't have to worry about those for a while. But the moment I say that, it's the time that I'm going to start getting them.
Bobby, Go ahead, Bobby.
No.
I hate to lose listeners. I really do. We're trying to build something here because the more people we reach, the more they talk about us, the more they tell their friends, and the more they bring to the table, and the stronger we get. And at some point, we'll be able to actually unite and do what needs to be done. And this is our vehicle to do that. I really believe that because Facebook is, Twitter is NSA. This is our opportunity. And I hate to lose listeners, but I don't hate to lose idiots. I don't. And if you're offended by what we say on this show, and you are so close-minded that you don't understand there's no moderate Muslim, and when I say wetback, I mean every damn person that came across that border illegally. I'm not picking on Mexicans. I'm speaking in general to every country that has sent people across that border. They're all wetbacks. Or if the N-word offended you, and I'm going to refrain from the N-word, Bobby, because I'm not going to offend anybody with the N-word right now. But when I've used the N-word, not understanding that it's a culture, it's not a color, N's come in every color. I'm going to call them an upright. That's what my brother Terry calls them, upright. They come in every color. Listen, cults and cultures have no discretion. And, for those people who we've lost that didn't get that, and I explained it over and over again, get on down the road, dumbass. You're going to be a victim at the end of the day. But if you want to hear the truth and you want to understand what's going on right now in this world, we do our research. We ask you this one thing. Do your own research. Don't go on our word solely. We are not the gospel. We simply do our research. And if you can come back and refute what I say with evidence that I was wrong, I'll retract it humbly and give my apology. Right. But we don't make it a habit to come on this show and share information that is not factual. With that, I rest, Bobby. It's yours, baby.
No, we're pretty much. We're pretty much done for the night here. I cannot rephrase how many times I'm going to keep pushing this and pushing this and pushing this and pushing this. Tomorrow night, please tell all your friends, share it with all your family members, tell everybody about it. We are going to have a show tomorrow night for Casey Massey and try to raise funds for him. All I hear is an echo. Hang on, I don't know why. Let me see if this is better. Nope. Still hear echo very badly. I've never had that happen before while we were doing this show. But anyway, about tomorrow night, show for Casey Massey, we changed the time till 4 o'clock. I did that because I want to be able to get 30 extra minutes in. As long as you guys are on the call and on the show with us, we will be able to bring you in and bring you on. If you are not on the call, by 6 o'clock, when we're going off the air, where everybody can hear us live, then you will not be able to stay with us. So, but I changed it till 4 o'clock. I want to do it from 4 to 6. I want to be able to give everybody a lot of time. I want to give the show a ton of time. And, I want to raise some nice little proceeds for our brother. And that's really about it. So I'm hoping that some of you join us. And I hope that you're nice enough to break out those pocketbooks. And, even, like I said, even if it's $5, whatever, anything you could do to help our brother out with some legal fees, that would be nice. We're going to have some items that we're going to be auctioning off. We're not sure how we're going to do that yet. I believe that we're going to do it through the Rage page and just have the items up there and people can bid on them or whatever. And that's really about it. So let's hope that we have a really, really nice turnout tomorrow, and that's really about it.
I love you, brother, man. I want to thank you again for giving me the opportunity to voice my opinion and my thoughts today. You are truly an American hero, and I appreciate all you do, Bobby.
Well, I'm not anybody's hero, but that's nice.
You're wrong, brother. You're mine. You're one of mine. Want to thank the listeners for listening in today. We ask that you go to the Rage Against the Regime page and share. Post everywhere tomorrow's show. We'll be putting up the information as Bobby specified on Rage Against the Regime page concerning our efforts and direction for the fundraiser for Mr. Massey. And I want to thank our callers for calling in today. And God bless you, Bobby. You have a great evening, and I'm going to call it a night.
All righty. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to us tonight, though we didn't really go to callers or anything. I mean, we were just kind of, kicking back, bull-crap it a little bit. It is what it is, and we want to thank Wilbur for calling in, and Terry, sorry whatever happened with the phone. Hopefully it wasn't on our end. And that's really about it. So until tomorrow night, good night, and we'll see you then.
All right. Good night, brother.
Good night.